Shalom, family. Peace and blessings to lessen your stressings. Let's get into it. So for today's agenda, we're just going to talk about how I got to this point, who are the readers of the Bible, and how and to who did Yahuah reveal himself. So just from the beginning, of course, I was brought up just like most people in the ways of our family and their families, etc. For me personally and my family, it was Christianity. For you, it may differ or vary just depending where you're located with your traditions and culture. But for me, it was Christianity. Like most people, we have things we go through. I'm just be upfront. For me, it's my hip. People don't like to talk about it, but pain, since a young age, I had to get real acquainted with it. So when it came to pain and me crying out, I always looked with a Christianity perspective because that was just the way I was brought up and the way I tried to go. So just fast forward a bit. Last year I had a procedure. My mom and my aunt got me this nice Bible, Tony Evans Bible. Doing my daily study. Mind you, I've been in it for a couple months now. Just studying, going through the contents. It's a page. It's a section I've read it a few times before, but I don't know. Something just hit different this time. It said Hebrew names of God translated. That right there just completely piqued my interest because translated, okay, like most people, we know God of the Hebrews, but that's pretty vague. People don't really go into much details, at least mainstream. So for this, I do want to just start off at least just talking about the main readers. So we'll go ahead and start off with Catholicism. They're using about 73 books, and it also includes the Apocryphal. Most people don't know what the Apocryphal is. It's basically hidden books that people decided to take out for whatever reasons. So if you're just now hearing Apocryphal, please just look it up. Take some time to look into it on your own. But again, for Catholicism, they read out of 73 books. Next, we're just going to talk about the Ethiopian Orthodoxy. Don't quote me. They read out about 81 to 86. You go on Amazon right now and you can find an Ethiopian Bible with 86 books, no problem. They do have a separate canon. It is similar to the Catholic, but it does vary. It is differ, I'd say. Not very, differ. Next, of course, I'm going to just go ahead and get into Protestantism. Of course, these are all Christianity versions I'm speaking of. So with Protestantism, they read out of 66 books, no Apocryphal. So you're telling me the Eastern Orthodoxy, they have 86, Catholicism 73, and then Protestantism 66. They have none of the Apocryphal, none of the hidden books. So me personally, after seeing that difference alone, it kind of answered a lot on how the confusion came in, because as Christians, we aren't even taught about the Apocryphal. If you mention them, most people will tell you, oh, you don't listen to this or you don't read that, but that's just their perspective. At the time, I definitely didn't know any better, so when people used to tell me those things, of course, I just left it alone. Definitely should not be the case. But then just last but not least, I want to touch up on Judaism. They read out of 24 books. With them, the difference is they do not accept the New Testament. They completely reject it. And then as far as books, they also read from the Talmud, but that's a whole nother story. I'm not trying to get into that. We're just going to discuss the Bible itself for this video. And then this one here is just a bonus slide just because I wanted to include it. Islam, of course, they read from the Quran, but they do not use the Bible. However, the Quran acknowledges the Torah, Psalms, Gospels, and they even respect pretty much the prophets. Last but not least, this is a big one. And it may not be big for you. It was big for me. It's the Slave Bible. That Bible contained less than 300 chapters. Now, if you compare that to a Protestant Bible, it's about 1,200 or so chapters. Let alone, they don't even have the Apocryphal. So I really just decided to drop this video because this is a lot of different viewpoints as far as this Bible and this faith, but you don't really hear much of the Hebraic viewpoint. So with this channel, it's going to be more dedicated to the Hebrew faith and perspective and foundation. I'm not going to re-edit this video because it took me a long time just to go ahead and drop it. But as far as this channel, I just wanted to drop something quick to give my perspective, because one of the first things I found out when I came into this truth, especially if you come up under Christianity, you're pretty much being limited, especially in the Baptist and Protestant. If you're reading from 66 books, questions I couldn't even answer, like I couldn't even ask as a kid, I can answer myself just with the books that were removed due to Roman Catholic, and we're not even going to get into all of that changes back in time. Trust me, it's going to be a lot of that. But again, I just wanted to post this video just to kind of give you a different perspective.
Alrighty, and just real quick, who are the people Yahuah revealed himself to? And in short, it's the Hebrew, the Ivri. It's who he revealed himself unto, and this is just 2 quick verses. It's going to be Shemot, chapter 3, verses 13 through 15. And Moshe said to Elohim, "See, when I come to the children of Israel and say to them, the Elohim of your fathers has sent me to you. And they say to me, what is his name? What shall I say to them? And Elohim said to Moshe, I am that which I am. And he said, thus you shall say to the children of Israel, I am has sent me to you. And Elohim said further to Moshe, thus you are to say to the children of Israel, Yahuah Elohim of your fathers, the Elohim of Abraham, the Elohim of Yitzchak, and the Elohim of Yaakov has sent me to you. And this is my name forever, and this is my remembrance to all generations." Shemot, chapter 6, 8 through 12. And I shall bring into the land which I swore to give to Abraham, to Yitzchak, and to Yaakov, to give it to you as an inheritance. I am Yahuah. And Moshe spoke thus to the children of Israel, but they did not listen to Moshe because of the shortness of spirit from hard slavery. And Yahuah spoke to Moshe, saying, Go and speak to Pharaoh, sovereign of Mizraim, that's Egypt. Let the children of Israel go out of his land. And Moshe spoke before Yahuah, saying, The children of Israel have not listened to me. And why would Pharaoh listen to me? For I am uncircumcised of lips. This is just 2 revelations of Yahuah to the Hebrew people. This should be a foundation when it comes to the revelation. This is why names are going to be important, because they were included in the beginning. Again, it's going to be on you to do your own research, just as far as building that personal relationship and going down that rabbit hole when it comes to learning the names. Again, it's different names people use. I personally choose Yahuah, Yahusha, just based on my own research. If you have questions, again, just leave them in the comments. And last but not least, I did just want to touch up just briefly on one last thing. We're just going to go ahead and talk about the quick evolution, or I would say de-evolution, because things being removed of the Bible. So you see what the original Hebrew Bible started off with. You see the different texts that were created. And then if you just go a little bit further down the line, that's when you get into the Greek Septuagint. I probably just butchered that. It's a word I didn't know at first, but now I know it. And again, it's just because I went through that rabbit hole and seeing all the different changes, it really piques your interest and make you want to know more. So again, you see how I go from the Hebrew Tanakh to the Greek Septuagint to the Latin Vulgate to the worldwide Catholic Bibles. Then you start to see that German Lutheran Bible, the English KJV, and then of course what we mostly read from now with most Bibles, Protestant. I myself, I prefer the Hebrew Bible. I use online the Sefer, or you can download the free app from the App Store, Sefer. But Hallelujah Scriptures, that's what I use as far as a physical Bible. If you have any questions, again, just leave them in the comments.
Me, myself, I prefer the Hebrew names. And if you don't really know them, I prefer Yahuah and Yahusha. Yahuah is God the Father. Some say Allah, some say Elohim. But just to be specific, that is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And then there's Yahusha, who most people know as Jesus Christ. However, it's Yahusha HaMashiach, which means Yahusha the Messiah. These names probably do sound funny, especially if you've never heard them before. And you may want to know why you never heard it before. This is just going to be the last thing I pretty much end up with. I want you to do this simple Google search as well with your family, friends, even if you're on your own. Go and Google how many times was the name Yahuah, some say Yahweh, but that's the modern day Jews. Google how many times it was removed from the Bible. It's over 6,800 times. And all I'm going to say is, you can call Lord or Baal, again, different terms. Gonna do a lot of explaining on that. Or you can even say God, but God can also mean someone else. But if you want to be as specific as possible, and especially if your main goal is to build a more personal relationship with Yahuah, it's going to be starting with the name. You don't want to call on titles forever. It's okay to say Diadun. That's fine, but that name saves. And Yahusha should be used, and Yahuah should be used. And all I'm saying is, a long time ago, people decided we should not say these names. So let's bring these names back in, teach them to our youth, and reconnect as far as the Hebraic faith and foundation. A lot of this may be hard to hear, especially the older you are, because some people, I know it's easier to get comfortable where you are, but it's not easy to get uncomfortable where you shouldn't be, if that makes sense. So all I'm going to say is, definitely take these things under consideration, because again, we are limiting ourselves because these things have been forced on us, but only perspective. And what I want to tell you is, change the perspective, get a better solid foundation, and you may be able to gravitate more towards the word. At least I know that's what helped me, and I'm hoping it helped you. So again, just wanted to drop something quick to give you guys my perspective on why I think everyone should reconsider reading for more than a 66 book canon, especially, again, just limitations. Please consider these things. Questions may be answered for you just from reading one page of one book. I guarantee you open the book of Enoch and read chapter 1 through 36. That alone may answer a lot of questions for you. So again, like,